One great new feature that ZBrush 2021.5 introduced is the thick skin. So the thick skin gives an overall thickness to your existing skin. Let me put it in this way. When you add thick skin, your existing skin becomes bones, or you can say they become like bones. And the thick skin acts like the skin which is over the bones. So let's see in the picture how it looks like. So for example, you can see on the screen is that we have this primitive, okay, and there is no thick skin applied on it. As soon I will apply thick skin on it, so what will happen is that you will notice that the thick skin is applied over this primitive. Now this thick skin is actually doing what? It is creating a boundary by the primitive, okay, and it have its own boundary, which is this red line, okay. So this is the boundary that is touching the primitive itself. So this is the skin end, and the other boundary it's outside, which is the skin cap. In between the you can say the primitive original primitive and the thick skin cap, there is this dashed dotted lines, and this dotted line is basically the thickness. So suppose if I dig in, like suppose if I'm using a standard brush and I'm pressing Alt on my keyboard and I'm digging in, removing parts and parts. So as soon I will reach over here, I will start seeing my original primitive, which will act like a bone. And suppose if I'm keep on adding to details to my thick skin using the standard brush, and if I'm keep on adding, and when I reach the cap, so what will happen is that at that spot I will start to see flat or hard surface. So let's do this in practical. So let me go and create a sphere and then convert this to polymesh 3D. Now if you will see that if I will take my standard brush and let's do one thing. Let's apply a dynamic subdivision over it. And now if I will press Alt on my keyboard and start digging in, you can see that I'm keep on going inside without any sort of limitation. I can dig all the way down. You can see how deep I have digged in. So let me undo this. And if I will keep on drawing over it with the standard brush tool or any brush, you can see that without any limitation I can keep on adding and adding here. Okay, the resolution will go down, but suppose if you're using Dynamesh, so you can keep on adding and keep on adding there. It can go all the way up. Now let's see what happens if I go to this new option here, which is known as the thick skin. I will turn on the thick skin, and this is the value of the thick skin. Right now it is 20. I can increase it, and when I increase it, you can notice that it will start inflating my existing primitive, or making it smaller or bigger. Actually, in real time it's not doing that. It's giving me the preview of my skin, like how thicker I'm making my skin compared to the original shape. So I can go a little bit bigger here, and when I release my mouse it will go back to normal. So it was just giving me a preview like how bigger, like how thicker I'm making my existing model skin. Now let's press Alt key and do the same digging with the standard brush tool. So if I'm doing that, you can notice that I'm not able to dig to a certain area. Let's do one thing. Let's make it more thicker here. something like this. Okay, now if I will press Alt on my keyboard and start digging, you can see I'm digging, but as soon I will reach to that surface, okay, so what is popping out? My actual surface is popping out. I cannot dig more deeper now. This is my limit. Okay, so I cannot dig more. This is my limit. And if I will start giving the detail, like drawing over it, and if I keep on drawing over it, and you can see that I will start seeing the hard surface or flat surface. Why? Because I reached the cap, and that cap is not letting me go beyond. So I hope you have now understood the drawings that which I was showing you previously, that what does the thick skin actually do. So thick skin gives you the true sense of adding, removing, or moving any sort of a detail, like whether it is a clay brush or is it a damp standard brush or standard brush. So it can give you the actual feeling across the surface, okay, by using this option. Now this gives any mesh the appearance of having been sculpted as a fine art piece, or hard surface modeling can be used here very nicely. Thick skin can also be used to establish specific plateau from which to build upon a surface to create scales and other features with consistent height of or depth, just like normal like sculptors do when they kind of you know make their sculptures. So they create a base sculpture first. They block out the details, and then they start adding more details to it. So those kind of things you can do. For example, let me undo this, and I will go back to my clay buildup. Let's go to the clay buildup, and if I will start adding here, you can see that I can go to the certain level. I think the thick skin is too high. Let me make it a little smaller here. Okay, now if I will adding, and you can see that, let's do one more thing. Let's make it more thicker, a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. And now you can see that I'm keep on adding the details over here, and as much I want I can keep on adding. Now one more thing I can do here is that I can turn off this thick skin, and when I turn it off, this part is now locked in, and this will be calculated as the normal skin part. Now if I will turn it on, I can actually paint over this one as well, and it will start giving me another thick layer option. So this is how you can create more different kind of effects and those kind of things here. Let's do one thing. Let's go to the geometry, turn off the dynamic here, and divide this few different times, and actually apply the thick skin here. Okay, and you can see that now I'm getting more fine results as I'm using the thick skin with a like more subdivided mesh. I can turn it off, I can turn it on again, and I can draw over here, and it's giving me that uh, unfinished clay sort of look over here. I can go and take my clay brush, and I can use this clay brush as well. So quite like very handy and very useful tool. I can go all the way, I can press Alt on my keyboard and I can do opposite of it, and you can see how the details are being made over here. I can use the square brush over here for like alpha, square alpha, to create more sort of a nice touch to it. So it's a great way to add details and those kind of effects here. Now let's see how we can work with the let's do one more thing, last but not the least, the dam standard. So I can create with the dam standard something like this, and you can see that because dam standard goes all, it digs in. So when it's digging in, you can see that it is showing me the surface. And if I will make this, let's make it more thicker, and now if I will do so, it will be fine. Okay. So you can see that what kind of uh, details you can make it. There are a lot of possibilities to work with this. So let's add some, I think, clay. Let me make the brush smaller and then draw over here. And one more thing I can do here is that I can go to stroke and I can use here roll. So this will not act like a, or I think the roll will not look good, or roll distance I can reduce it. Or it was better without the roll. Let's use some other sort of a brush and see. So this is how you have the capability of doing a lot of different kind of possible, the possible like sculpture details that you cannot do without adding like an overall surface, overall skin to your object. Let's me reset this thing and start over a new one. And let's give it a fresh start. I will bring this model, female model here, and let me subdivide it a couple of times. Okay. My X-symmetry is on, and I will use my standard brush tool, and let's create some fine details here using the standard brush tool with the help of the thick skin. And let's create some sort of um, hard surface modeling. Like suppose if I want to make her more mechanical or robotic cyborg look, I can go to the thick skin, give it a little bit thickness here. Okay, this will be too much. So this is just a preview, and when I leave it will go back to normal. Now if I will draw here, so you can see that I am not reaching to my cap, so I have to draw more and more. Now you can see I'm reaching to my cap, so this means this is too thick, the skin itself is too thick. So let's try now. Yep, this is good. Okay, now I will make the brush smaller here, and if you will notice that when I draw, it's not giving me actual detail, so I have to keep on drawing till it reaches the cap. Now you can see that it's kind of reaching the cap, but it's a little hard to draw just like this. What if I was able to draw straight lines? To draw straight lines, you have in the lazy mouse the some options here, okay, which is like like lazy snap and all those like sort of things. So what it can help you, which is automatically by default it is usually turned on. So snap is already there, lazy mouse is on, relative is on. So what I can do here is that I have to just click with my standard brush tool, then press shift on my keyboard, and then when I move, you can see it's creating a straight line. And suppose I want my line from here to here at this stage, so I will just leave my shift key and it will create a straight line there. Now I can press my shift key again, move down, leave the shift key again, move out this area, shift key again. Oops, let me try again because I just by mistake I just pressed right click. So click here, shift, go to this area, leave the shift key, then shift key again, go to this area, then leave the shift key, then press shift key again, go to this area, then leave the shift key, then press shift key again, then go to this area and then leave the shift key, and you can see that you have created a straight option over here, like a straight line here. But now issue is that it have not reached to the cap, and it's not showing me that hard surface which I'm looking for. So at this stage I want to double up this height over here. To double it up, there is one option here which is known as the replay option. So like replay last. So I have to go to my stroke modifier, and here is the replay last. Now the shortcut for the replay last is 1. If I press 1 on my keyboard, it will replay all what I did in the last moment. Now you have to make sure, if you want to double up this stroke that you have applied with the replay last, the shortcut as I told you is 1. Make sure you don't move your screen, because if you will move your screen, let me do one thing here on purpose. Let me move the screen here. Let me move it out. Now if I will go back to my stroke and modify replay last, so what it will do, it will replay that option which I used last, and last option was what? Zooming out. And this is what I don't want to like replay. I want to replay my brush stroke. So that means when you have drawn anything on the surface of your model and you want to double it up without doing any camera change or any sort of other activity on it, right, you have to go to the stroke and start applying the replay last, or press 1 on your keyboard because 1 is the shortcut for it. So let's do that again. I will undo that. Press shift, just click here, press shift, move here, leave the shift, shift again, move here, leave the shift, shift again, go here, leave the shift, shift again, leave the shift. Now I will press 1 on my keyboard, and 1 is what? The shortcut for the replay last. So if I press 1 and it double it up, 1 again, doubling it up, and you can see now it is reaching to the cap. 1 again, and now it had reached to the cap, and now you can see a nice sort of a you can see a hard surface is over here. Now what else I can do here is that I can just go here and press alt on my keyboard, click here, press shift and move all the way down here and leave my shift key, and you can see that okay, I have to end this. Because alt shift is also my language change option here. So let's do one thing again. I will press alt, click here, then I will press shift, go down, then I will leave the shift key here and everything, mouse and everything here, and now I will press 1 on my keyboard. Okay, a 1 time, 2 time, 3 time as I want. This is the maximum I can go, and you can see that a nice thick panel line it had made. So you can make thin panel lines also. You just have to do what? Reduce the size of your brush. Okay, alt on your keyboard, click first, alt on your Alt on your keyboard, then click here, then press Shift, go here, leave the Shift, go here. Oops, let me again. There are so many keys that you have to press. So Alt, click here, then Shift, move here, leave the Shift, press the Shift again, go here, Shift again, Shift again, Shift, and then I will leave all the keys. Okay, and now I will press 1 on my keyboard to add more to replay what I did till I reach to the point where I want, like deep inside, and you can see that how it is affecting. And then you can smooth this. Okay, that's a strong smooth here, so I don't want that intensity of the smooth. Okay, and then the way you want it to be. Or maybe instead of a dot you can use some other, or you can use on the Dynamesh. So totally up to you. So I wasn't using Dynamesh, I was using the normal. But you can see that how nicely you can create some hard surfaces here with the help of the thick skin. So thick skin can be used for hard surfaces also. So uh, a really nice addition to the ZBrush, and creating very fine details, creating very amazing like creative like possibilities, like giving it to you. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will enjoy using the thick skin like option. So if you have liked my video, so please click on the like button, and I will be uploading new lessons, tutorials, live sessions, and full courses uh, in this series on my channel, and along with other useful videos also I will be uploading here. So don't forget to click on the bell icon so you can get all the notifications. I will highly appreciate if you will give shout out to my channel on your social media accounts, if you have Facebook, Twitter, or your own YouTube channel. So this will really help me a lot to get more subscriber, and this will motivate me to create more content for you all. So guys, thanks a lot for your support, and please continue supporting me, and take care of yourself till we meet for the next lesson.